This is how you can create a professional and stunning WordPress and Elementor footer you can use on your website. This is also how I do it in my web and marketing agency, where we do a little bit more than 20K a month. So follow along and see how we actually do this. First of all, we can look at some different our clients, where you can see that this is one kind of footer we have set up, where we have a contact form at the bottom. We also have like a newsletter where we have a contact form. And then we have the footer in general, where we have some buttons with the offers. If we also go to one of our other clients, we can see we have something that looks a little bit different with a little bit of other color type. But also here it's the same. Like, we have a very short and information-based contact form with the name of one of the owners, where you can call him directly. So people like to actually speak with people directly. It's not call some kind of number and you don't know who you will speak with. If you can showcase the guy that you will speak with and that it is actually him, then you have a higher rate of people that want to call you. So this is both for soft leads and hard leads, like people that don't really know, like they can read this text and they can fill out information and you will give them a call. If they don't take their phone, you can keep on calling them until they take their phone, maybe 1 week, that could be. You can also have the information below on what you really need. The way we do it on our own site, if you just scroll down here at the bottom, we have ours looking like this. So you see this comes again many times. So I'll show you how we actually create these Elementor footers and what we do, how we can design them pretty, where we have some kind of contact form on top and we have the footer. So we'll start with the footer in general, what we need to have to actually create this one so it is sticky at the bottom. It's the last step on the website for sure. All right. So we have this developer website, and if you scroll down here, we actually already made it, but I'll just make it again to make sure that you guys can follow along. So first of all, we need to go into the backend, and here we have to click on templates because we have Elementor. Then you click on add new template, and here I would locate a footer. And I'll just call this one footer video to make sure that we know this is the new one. So we have a clean canvas. I almost pretty much never use any of these default settings. I always build them from scratch because I know how it's set up correctly. What you can do is you can also use Elementor if you want to. Jump out some steps, Elementor. You can use this software. I'll link this in the bottom of the website, or in the bottom of the video in the description. And you can go in here and you can actually buy this one. This is monthly or lifetime. You can decide. You can do it manually, like I show you here. You can buy this one where you actually have made all the footers already, navigation bars and footers. So you can just copy paste this stuff. I have this for my agency as well, so we can develop stuff faster when we do newer websites. That is outside of the template we have set up. But basically, first of all, we want to create a new section. I like to use this one because now I have a lot of information already. And then I, of course, have the structure open. So I'll just move the structure a little bit aside. So we want to have the logo in the top left corner. So first we can use site logo, but the reason I'm not using site logo, I'm using image instead, is because the site logo, sometimes we want to have the footer another color than what the header is, where we also use the site logo. So I just pick an image and then we select the logo from the image instead. So if we go in here, we go into logos and we will just pick Essential, our own logo. And then I would like to make this one maybe 150 pixel, and I don't touch these other ones. And then I will go to content. I'll go to style and have it left side. So first I will add all the sections. This is the logo and information, phone number, opening hours, all of those things. Then we have another box over here that should be the links. So what I will do here is I will add a title, but the thing is you need to make sure that if you have a title, add it as a P. It should not have an H tag. So you can either add a title here, or you can go inside and add some kind of, it could be text as well. I like to use titles in this scenario. So I just add this one as P or span. Then you can go in and call this one information, because this is where we have like the front page, the contact page, about us, all of the information sites, internal menu. Then we have the product. So that could be, in our case, could be SEO, websites, marketing, Google Ads, Meta Ads. It could be web shops as well. And If we want another one, that could be socials, for example. But a lot of people usually have two kind of products because they have a bunch of stuff. And here, this one could be like offers. So if you look at one of our clients, you take this one, for example, like follow us, then we have some kind of offers like remote support here, but we can add like offers here. To get more clients, we like to use a lot of offers. So basically that could be get a free consultation, get a free performance analyze, get a free SEO analyze, get a free whatever it could be. So you give information as authority. Okay, then I will probably go in here. This is our global fonts we use, but we can also just pick a font we would like to use. So probably like 20 and make this one a little bit more fat. And then I would like to copy those and style it by paste styles, all of those. And here it's very important that now we have these 4. And there's a reason I made it this way. I'll just make a background color so we can see like a little bit of what we're working with. But you can make these ones inside of a grid, but the reason we're not using grid is because if we have a grid with 4 and it's like, it's like 1 line maybe. And if you have like, let's say we have 4 now, but if you only had 3 or we have 5, for example, let's copy offers, then this just looks horrendous. All of this is empty. If you go down, it's the same. So you cannot really make it responsive. I cannot make this one fill everything out. So that's why it's rarely I use grid. I only use grid when I know I have like 1, 2, 4, and so on. So I will use the standard ones. I'll just call this one footer. Then we have the first one, and let's see, we will make this responsive right away. We have this one that you fill out. We should probably have 50-50. So that means we have to go inside of the main one and click on wrap. That means it will go down now. And I'll make sure that this one should be probably like 48% because we have some pixels between. Don't pick 50, pick 48 instead. It will look better, trust me. You can also go with 49 sometimes. And again, yeah, percentages like this. And then you will go to the main one and select like space between. So now you have the right space between, and then you will pick probably like 20 between here. So that means now these ones are the right sections. They get dealt the right way, and now we have everything in one. So now it is fully responsive. We just need to add information down here. So I will, for example, go inside of like I add a section here because I would like a height between these two things, and then I would add just some text. It could be, for example, CVR. In English, this is VAT number. Just 12121212. Then we have the phone number, for example, phone, and all of these things. So I'll just go inside of our own agency and like copy what we have here. Let's see, just copy what we have here. This is VAT. And the company name, phone number, and everything, okay? So this is one way you can create it. So right now, I'll just make it maybe dark blue, because that is, we want to have it a nice color. It could be like dark blue like this, maybe a little bit more like beige, could be something like this. And then we have to make sure that the logo here is probably the white version instead. And all of the text we have here also are white. So this should be white, and all of these should be white as well. So we'll just copy all of these ones. Here we go. And I would like to make a little bit of space on top. I like to use percentages, but you can also use pixels. So you can go with 5% or 2%. If you want to do pixels, it would probably be something like 50 pixels on top and 50 on bottom. So now we have the information here. By default, it will always make some kind of gap on each side, right? So what we will do is go inside of the advanced and click 0 on everything. The same here, click 0 if you want, but on general, I have a little bit of space on each side. The reason I'm using percentages a lot is because I like to use 5% on each side, like this one, so it follows the design, and then we'll just do like 2 on top. It could be like 4 maybe. Then we have this section here. We could add some lists so we can get phone numbers with the icons. So for example, we have the phone number, we have the email, operation hours, and address. That could be inside of the list, like phone. We can take this phone, Then we have, let's say we have the phone, we have the address. That could be like a pin here. Then we have like this kind of pin. It could also be a map. Then we have the email. That is an envelope. So envelope here. So there we go. And then we will go into style and just make everything white here as well. And then you can go in and just like add whatever you had. So I'll just do that really quick. Go inside of all of these. And if you want, so you click on the phone number and just calls, you should like type TEL and then the phone number like this. And if it's in Denmark or whatever, it's like plus whatever in front. So I would do that in this case. Then we have this scenario here. There we go, email. And if you want the email to be like this, it should be, for example, mail to, and then the email. And then we have the address, of course, for the company. So this is basically what we need to, like what you can add. Sometimes you don't really need to have like TEL and email because people know that already. And you can pick different kind of icons here as well and space between whatever you want, maybe make the icons bigger. So on some scenarios, this works fine. In this case, we will not use it. But we want a little bit more space here. That's why we made two different ones. So we have 20 by default inside of gap, but we would like more inside of the row. So like 40 instead. So it looks like this. Then we have all the lists with information. We can do two things. We can either add a menu like this. Let's see here. We have to add it right beneath here. And then we have to select, we just go with like the main menu for now. So now we have to style it. And you see we have drop downs and everything here. So we need to style it the right way. So then we first of all have to go inside and make it white. Then we have to go into contact and go into vertical. And then it has a bunch of information here. And normally I don't pick menus where there is some kind of drop down on it. So just inside of the menus, if you don't know where those are, you can go into apparent in the backend and go inside of menu and you find them here. So if you just inside a footer, we'll just make one like this, for example. This is footer 3 and I'll save it. I'll just publish this one really quick and save it and I will update. Then it should be able to be an option now. So if I will go to footer 3, then we have these ones. Okay, so there's a black or gray bar below it. We don't really want that, so the underline is 0. And we do not want it to go inside of some kind of drop down when you scroll down either. And we want to remove this empty space by default. So that means the vertical should be 0. Oh, that is the wrong one. This one, 0. And there we go. Then we have the menu. And then you can decide like how much space should there be between this, maybe 5, it could be maybe 8, but they're pretty fat as well. We don't want the thickness of the font to be the same as on top. So we'll probably go inside and pick like 400 instead. So now we have a nice form and then we'll just copy. So instead of me doing this so many times, I'll just duplicate it and I'll just copy whatever was there before. Because now we have done it already, right? So just copy this stuff. There we go. And now this stuff works. So we have the information, the products and whatever, all the links. Then I would like to maybe add some kind of button with the offer. So let's see, this is the offer section. Instead of having by default just some links, we would like to have offers instead. So first we'll design some kind of button so it stands out a little bit more. So we can do like this. I like to use round corners, so that would be like 45. With round corners, you can also do like 12 if you don't want it as much, or 8. In this case, we will do 48. And here, if you see when we hover, it becomes white. I would like to have it hover like black, but we want some kind of outline or something, right? So when you hover, something happens. So probably just a little bit like less gray, or we can also use some kind of light blue maybe. So we can just move this one to some light blue and this one should probably be white. So this could be an option like when you hover. So let's do this with this opportunity this time. And I will call this one like offer number one. And then you link it, of course, to whatever you should do. It could be dynamic tags. I like to use dynamic tags more, because if you have a dynamic tag and you link it to a page, for example, you link it here, internal URL, and I link it to content that could be here, for example, I don't know, front page or whatever it can be about us. Then if I change the URL structure or the slug tag on that side, it will automatically just redirect to the same one. So it will follow. It won't follow if you just do this and then type, for example, like this. This is the same, but if you change the name of the site and you maybe added like something slug before it, then it will not come across. So just keep that in mind. So I'll just go and duplicate those. So now I have those. You can go out and make them full if you want to. If you want this one to be like have more space. In this case, we will just like to have it here. So this is like offer 1, 2, and 3. And then we can decide to add some kind of background because it is pretty blank here. So instead of having this color, I'll just save the color because you will probably like to have it inside of the overlay. So I'll go inside and I'll find, let me see if I can find it, this one. This is my background color we use. So now this looks a little bit more smooth. To make this better, we would like to add on top a contact form. And if you look responsive, it also works fine responsive right away, but we would like to change the order and some spacing here. So if we basically change the order, we want these offers to be like all the way up. We want them to be up here, right? When people scroll down, they don't want to see the offers last. They want to see the offers and then products and then maybe these information pages. So we would like to go inside of this one, and I will go inside of advanced. And when we go inside of order, we can click on customize and click 2. And then information here, we should go and do the same customize and click number 4. And this one should be number 3. Okay, so it's a little bit advanced. Number 3. And this one should be number 1. Okay. So now we have this one as number 1. Let's see, this one should be, oh, it is the wrong one I picked. Oops. Yeah, it was like this. And this one should be number 4. Here we go. Now we have the right order. And this is responsive, so she jumps back actually. And we go down. Now it is the right order as well. And then I would like to add a little bit more. We saw we have like 5 everywhere, but maybe I'll like, it could be like 8, maybe 10 to have a better number, like this. But on most cases, we will need one more row because the last row is where we have all the information about cookie consent, maybe who made the website. It could be social media sometimes. So what we will have to do is we'll go inside of here and we will add the wrap. It will be destroyed a little bit, but it's fine. Then we will go inside of all of these. We want 4 in a row, right? So that means we want to have like 45, but there have to be space between. So I'll click F20, 24 instead. And I'll just go in here and do it with everything. 24 here as well. There we go. And then I would like to have on this last one a section that has 100% width, because then I would like maybe a top border where I will go inside of border here. I'll click solid, and inside of solid maybe have it white where we have the border top 1. And inside of here it could be links. So either you can add a menu or you can add like, it could be list maybe, where you just remove one of these ones and you have maybe a couple. So you have them like this, and then you change the text like this. So here we could have, for example, could be GDPR and private policy. Then we could have terms of service, if I spell that right. And then developed by, maybe, that could be it. And if you want to have something on the other side, let's see, it's social media. Then you can go inside and just duplicate this one. I don't actually recommend you use list icons. Then you should just make a new section here where we ask this main section at bottom to be right. And then this one should be in advanced 50%. and the other one should also be 50%. You see? So now they're on each side. But here, in the one to the right, we would like some kind of icons. So I'll go in here and add like Facebook. We could also get another icon like it could be in Instagram. There, that one, and we have Instagram, and then we have maybe LinkedIn, like that. And then we'll go inside of the container and has it like a row to the right, but we want it all the way to the right like this. And then these ones have to have a specific color. We want it to be white and maybe a little bit smaller. I like to use 30. So we can just copy and paste style. Now this looks fine. So now we have all this information. Maybe they should be a little bit smaller actually. It could probably be like 25. So I'll just copy those, 25, paste style here. And then I will go inside of this section that has some empty space and click 0, the same here. Empty space, click 0. Maybe we like to add a little bit like 10 pixel on top, the same here. 10 pixel on top. Like this. Whoopsie, like this. Okay, so now we have a section that looks pretty well. Okay, of course we have to link these social medias, but yeah, you click on it and you just type in the link for the social media. It's fine. Remember to click on this open new window so people don't leave the site. The same with the links here. We have to add the links with the dynamic tag, my recommendation. Okay, now that works. Let's check responsibility. Now this one looks horrendous, right? So we want this section to be the last one. So we click end, and then it should be 100%. And now it looks good again. We have this section looking very good. I'll click publish and save to make sure that this is saved. It's still at the footer, but this one doesn't look that good. Maybe we'll do 100% here. So inside of percentages, 100%. This one should probably be centered. Maybe we like to center it like this, or maybe we'll just do it to the left. So everything is to the left. So when you can click save again, now this section is set up just like we wanted. Next step would be to add the contact form on top. So we can add it in the footer, or you can add it as a widget. You can put in as a template, but for this case, we would like to add it as a footer that comes again on every page. So we have two sections again. I would like to use some kind of background color. Let me just find the color I copied over here so we can use the same kind of coloring. Now we basically have to add a form here and an image to the right. The reason we use background images in this case is because we can form it the way we want so it can become responsive. But it's not as good in SEO, but it's good to convert clients and it looks pretty and it's also easy to set up. So basically, I would like to add some kind of height in the beginning so I know what I'm working with. I like to right away go inside of percentages and add 5% on each side. And then maybe this one could be like 4 on 4. Then I would like to add the form, insert the form. I also would like to add some kind of header and heading and text. So now we have the elements. Now I'll just make it pretty really quick. Change the colors of everything, and also this section here, we want the button should probably also be white. Right now it's gray, so let's see, we have the button here, background color should be white, and this text should probably be black. Okay, first of all, let's see what we have in the form, right? This is what we receive in the mail, so I'll just call this dev form. Then we have the name, email, message. In this case, we want email, phone number. So I'll just call this phone. And then we can add just text because we want a company. It can be CVR or VAT. But we have a bunch of space, and this one doesn't look as clean as the one you see here, for example, and the one we have made here. So same with this one. But in this case, we would like to make some kind of bubble to make it stand out. So instead of having white, we actually want to go inside of this section. We have to remove one of these sections, actually. We have to make a section in a section where this one's 100% because the background here should be the box, right? So we have to make 2 boxes or 2 containers, and then I will add everything in the first container and make sure that this other container have it in a row. And here I'll add some kind of image. So let's see, maybe I have some kind of image we can use. Let's take this image, for example, and we will make center. You can also use image here if you want. They could be like this. We can add information at the bottom. So I'll add some kind of gradient here at the bottom, because then we can see a little bit more about what is going on the site. Let's see. We actually want background overlay. Yeah, we want to have here the image at the background, and then that one is here, center, cover, and then here we would like to have the colors, yeah, just like this. And this one should be transparent, so it's transparent at the top, but it's the color at the bottom, you see. Now we'll just go inside and pick something that looks good. Location, it is like down to the right, we want it at the middle, and the angle should be at the bottom. Let's see here. I think that's good. And then opacity should be, how much should the opacity be? So for now, I'll just do this, where we can go in and see the first one is transparent, and the other one here have some kind of sizing, right? So we'll move it around like this, and then we will go up again. Actually, we made it the wrong way one more time. It is reversed. I did it the right way first time. I just didn't really know it. So this one should be, let's see, we have the background image, we have the overlay. And the overlay here, yeah, it was a bug actually. So this is the color we want at the bottom, and we want to remove the color at the top. So it'll be something like this. So you can have the text information down here. So for example, let's say we have this one that should be a span, or a span like this, and we'll just copy whatever font type we use up here. Let's see, this will be contact us now. Let me just copy something really quick so it actually looks like something decent. Just like this. I like to copy inside of the code, not visually, because if you do visually, it will make some kind of space here at the bottom. So if you do this and insert it here, it will not make that empty space. Okay, so I will go inside the background. I will make a border like 12, a border radius, so it is round corners. And then I will copy this one and I will insert it inside of this section where it should be at the bottom. So I'll change this one to end. And then it's like the name of the guy. I will call this one John Doe, for example. But we want the John Doe to have a high, let's see, he's the CEO, right? CEO of, let's say, John Company, could be. Company. And we want this section to be way, like, probably like 16 with the information, and maybe 400. And then we want to have less gaps, so we want maybe 10 in the section. It could maybe 5, something like this. Maybe we should have John's name a little bit bigger. It could be 22. And then we want the information about him as well below. That could be phone number. So either you can go with a list like I showed before, or you can go with just like TL, and then it's like 11111111 for the phone number, and the same with the email. So now we have all the information. To make sure that you can call this number, just add it here, and then you can click on it and it will call up right away. But it is actually a little bit like too much in the corner. So we would like to add, instead of advanced, maybe 20. So it comes a little bit more out, and we can make it bigger if you want. But by this, in this case, we know that, okay, for example, this, we think, oh, this is John Doe, one of these two. Probably we should have an image of one guy instead of two. So it could be something like this. So we know this is John Doe, for example. This is phone number. We can add the email as well. Let's say email info@info.com. So now we can give this guy a call, or we can fill out information. But we want the background to be white, so it looks like a bubble. So I'll just change this one to black again. There we go. And we want the border to be something like 12, for example, just like this. And now we have to style this font because the font does not look good. So we'll remove the label so we only see what's inside. Then we will go inside of the button and make the button some kind of green. Oh, sorry, some kind of blue, maybe light blue. It could be this hover blue we are using over here. So let's take this hover blue and let's go into button and hover. And when we hover, we want the background to be blue like this. And it should have, let's go with 12 inside of the width. Maybe we'll go with 8 in border radius. And on all the fields, the border radius should also be a border radius. There we go. And I don't really like to use a border on it, but I do like to have some kind of like very slight gray so you can see this is actually a button. And also inside of the button here, we want instead of just complete white, maybe this blue by default, and the text color should be white, something like this. You can decide if you want the button to be like this or like this. I like them bigger. So now we have all the information we want. Now we need to make sure this looks good responsive. And if you want more space, it's like too much to the edges, we can go in here and add some kind of padding. It could be 20, 40 maybe. Let's go with 20 this time. And go inside of tablet. This is okay. I mean, you can go inside of here and make sure that all of these information still aligns with what you have. You see this image actually fits right away. This looks good. We have not even done that much responsive yet. And the same here, all the information is just like we want it. Maybe we want it a little bit less than 20, it could be 15, and add some more space on top. So that could be 10 on top, and maybe 10 at the bottom. So now we have something that looks good. This image is a little bit too small on mobile, so we will add maybe 400 or 300. Yeah, something like this. And then of course we need to go and change the fonts, so the fonts still match. Page style to like 16, and the name should probably be 24, something like this. And then of course you can play around with the image so he's a little bit more centered or bigger maybe. But yeah, now we have everything you pretty much want. You can also make sure the buttons are like 100% width when you're on mobile. Then you have high chance of people actually clicking on these ones. You can also add the offers right away at the top. You decide. Now you know how to do it. To make sure that this email actually gets sent to you, what you have to do is you have to go inside of content and click on it, and you have to go inside of email, and then it sends to my email, for example. But here it could be john@info.com. Then you can type what should you say, like a footer form submit from website, something like this. Remember to add him down here. This is like website name. Reply to, yeah. If you want some more things here, you can also add some kind of action that when you fill this one out, it will redirect. You can add all sorts of things. It will give you Slack pop-up, a lot of stuff, okay? But this is how you create a professional Elementor footer that you can use on maybe your client's websites, you can use on your new businesses to make sure you can get more leads and everyone understands what you're doing, and then you do this the right way. I can recommend copying this one. So you can go in here, do exactly the same stuff I did. If you want to copy this, you can always like copy the section, copy, and you can insert it to another website, or click here, copy, insert it to another website if you want to. If you would like to know more about developing professional websites for your own company or maybe your clients, or run marketing ads that actually generate more revenue, then you can follow the channel. You can also join the Performance Hub. I will be in here sometimes and share all of my knowledge about how I run my agency, where we do around $20,000 to $30,000 a month. And we are only 3 guys. 2 of us are doing the delivery, and the rest is only content like this video, right? So you can follow the channel and you can join the Performance Hub. This is completely free. This is a free Discord for agency owners or company owners that want to learn how to grow their company. I'll be in there sometimes myself in the Discord, and we'll just chat a little bit about what we're up to, what we're working on. And if you want to have a little bit of free help, you can get in there and get some knowledge from some of the members, me as well. So hope you guys liked the video. Leave a comment and a like if you did. See you in the next video. Are you tired of the carousel feature in Elementor where it only scrolls one by one? For example, if you want your logo to basically showcase of all the clients you have worked with, this is the video for you. So this is the website, or well, this is our agency website where we basically have some of our clients. Actually, we need to update this, but we have some of our clients that just goes around in, you can say, a carousel, an infinity carousel, where we also have two borders on each side that makes it look like it fades away. So how do we actually create this? If you just go into the backend here, we can see that this is actually just a normal image carousel. But if you just go in and fetch an image carousel here. Oh wait, that was an image. Let's go image carousel here. We can see that it actually gives us a lot of other different things that we don't want. So let me just find what I'm looking for. So this is normally what it looks like. It basically just scrolls, and then you can design the speed and just pick how many images and how many logos they want to do and skip every time. Here we have one logo it skips as a timer. And if you scroll down, this is what we want it to look like. So you see here, we have some rough corners. Every time we switch, you can see it has some rough corners. So this is actually what we're going to do. What we are going to do, all right? So we're going to pick the images we want. And if we just go inside of the library here, we can see that the images we have here is 250 times 250. So here it's very important that the images are the right size, all right? So in this case, what we want to do as well is basically, we want to go inside of the advanced tab and add some custom code here, all right? So I will link this custom code in the description of this video. So you can also, if I just look at here, look at this one, that works. Let me just go up here and I'll insert the code. And I will also go inside and pick all of the same settings here, all right? You can pick different sizes, that's all right. We have 6 images we want to have on the screen at the same time. It scrolls one at a time, no stretch and all of these things. And we go into additional informations. There we have autoplay, of course. We have the speed. This should be 0, all right? And then we have 5,000. That is just the speed we have chosen. And then we want it to be sliding left. And if I click update here and just go out to the page where we watch everything, you can see that now it actually works and it is so clean. And if we go down in size as well, let us just do that really quick. We can see that it actually follows, it follows along, all right? You can see that it actually follows along nicely. But what you need to think about here, all right? You see on mobile, it doesn't have these fade effects. And that's because the fade effects can be a little bit weird when you do it responsive. It is still there, but the problem is that the fade effects has some kind of width, right? So that means they have to be smaller. So that's why it does not work on mobile. So we just disable that feature. But if you go into the advanced settings and the custom CSS, I will just show you where you can find the colors, all right? Yeah, it's down here. I don't know why I did not see it. Yeah, we have it here. So this is like left and right side. So you just have to pick a different color. So basically you can type black here. You can type a color combination if you want to do that, a hex code, and then it's just working. So let me know if you like this video and if you want more tips about WordPress and Elementor and how to create beautiful and stunning conversion optimized website. You can actually join our free community that's called Performance Hub, where we have a free Discord channel where I will be in there working sometimes, and a bunch of other agency owners are also welcome to come in there, and then we can basically learn together and I can give out some free tips, all right? So see you guys in the Performance Hub.